live. Yes, alright. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're watching the VOD of this, I say welcome to you, because right now there is no one watching. Think. Nope, no one. Alright, I'm gonna begin a project here. And you will just have to stay with me. Right, we're doing this. Okay, yeah, we're gonna make a scope. So I'm just gonna start up some stuff and then, yeah. And we'll start doing the scope. Just changing the position a little bit. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna import a file. Already have. Gonna make this a little bit bigger. There we go. Alright, hello Dex, what's up? Let's see what we gotta need to, or what we need to do to recreate this. I think we're gonna use a cylinder, yeah. Start with a cylinder. We're gonna move the scope to the side for now. We're gonna use it as a what would you call it? Just a, you know, reference to how we're gonna do it. Because the thing is, I need the scope to be hollow, but right now if I remove the glass, it's like a solid inside of it, so you can't see through it. Well, I need to do that. So we're gonna pretty much remake this this part of the scope exactly how it is. The rest, like this, doesn't really need to be recreated, because it's not gonna, I think. Oh, perhaps, maybe actually. You know, otherwise I'll just copy this part. Maybe you can do that if you can cut it out or something. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I gotta test tomorrow, but you know, fuck it. Doesn't matter. I'm all good. Alright, let's see here. We're gonna orientate it on the, let's see here, on the x-axis. So if we just orientate it like that, put 90 there, and then we're gonna move it forward a little bit. So, well, it doesn't need to be perfect here. And what we're pretty much gonna do now, if we remove the glass of this, we're gonna make this outline here. You can kind of see it. I don't know if I could put another material on there and it will be a little bit easier. And not a fucking brick. Oh well, actually, yeah. You can see this line right here. We're gonna remake this, but with this cylinder. So we can move this a little bit closer actually for now. Even more. There we go. And we're gonna go into the tube and we're gonna customize it a little bit. So the inside, well, for now the sides can be quite high. And then we're gonna change the radius quite a bit, so it's a lot smaller. And then we're just gonna shrink this a little bit. See here. Oh well, we could do like this. Shrink it like that. Until that is the same, essentially. again, I'm just trying to get the scale right. That is very close. I can increase it a little bit more. Oh, that was the other thing. This. There we go. Like that. And we're also gonna make it a little bit shorter. So if we go to you can't do any of that there. Well, you can do like this. I'm gonna shrink it on the Z axis, so on this side. Just you can look here, you have the Z axis, and then it's all about shrinking it like that. Oh, that was rotation, my bad. Scale, here we go. Oh, they're not connected. Oh, that's weird. Okay, we need to do it even more. Right, so I'm redoing the scope because I need a hollow version of it. This was just taken directly from Battlefield. It's from the Battlefield 1 files. It's the scope, the telescope, or they call it the telescopic scope. It's the one you use for the long-range snipers. I'm gonna remake a hollow version of it just because I will need it in a cinematic I'm doing. I'll just need the base of it, so if it is in any way not exactly how it's supposed to be, it doesn't really matter. And right now it seems good. Just like that. Alright, so then this scope is using, you can cut it into two parts essentially. If we can zoom in here. This is really weird. Why would it pivot on the mid? What if I want to look over here? I can't do that. Oh well. Is there a way to... Oh, okay. Cool. Right, so you can cut this whole segment into, or this whole part of the scope into 3 layers. So you have the cylinder I just created, and then you have a cone that is going from here to here, and then you have a very small cone, but very sort of wide right here. So we're gonna create 2 cones, and we will do that by using this. Oh shoot, that's not... there might be a problem since it's not hollow. Can we make it hollow? That is the question. No, it's not hollow. There's no way to make it hollow, is it? This is really odd. Nope. Okay, we just gotta use cylinders then. You know, customize them a little bit differently. So what I can do is I can just copy this. So I do a duplicate of that, and then I move this over here. We're gonna make this a lot smaller on the length, like that. And then we're gonna need to decrease the cap segments. What if we decreases the side? Okay, that just makes a thing. How about that? Let's see. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. what we actually could use this for is if we tilt it, it will do what we need. That'll work. Let's do that. Just rotate a little bit, like that. Move it back. Just gonna hide this real quick. Not sure how that would look like. No. Oh well. Okay, we're gonna re-add this real quick. Start to lag a lot for some reason. By the way, I'm gonna change this again. When I think about it, isn't that the wrong side? Shouldn't I do this side? I guess they're the same though. Yeah, well I can just do this. Like that. And then I make this smaller. Tiny bit. That's about it. All right. Okay, and then we're gonna copy this long tube. Oh no, it's not laggy all of a sudden. Oh, okay. We're gonna copy this again, and then we're gonna make this longer. The main, pretty much the main body of the whole thing. I could have kept that part actually. Oh well, fuck it. So this is gonna be scaled down a tiny bit. Again, around there. There we go. And it's important we don't change any of the objects in the space right now, because we need them to be, well, in what is it, Y space currently? Really it's Z space, but whatever. We can slide them along that axis, but we can't really move them up or sideways. Alright, so we're gonna scale it on the Y space, and then we're gonna move it a little bit. Can move it to the middle, and then we can just scale it up nice and even like that. Okay. Actually, it was not really centered. There we go. Guess that will do it. Right. And from here, could actually shrink it even more. Around there. There we go. Still need those hollow cubes. Hello, Meme Teen 6 Blue. How are you doing? I'm good. Thank you. Alright. That should be pretty much it for that. Actually, while looking at it here, we can overlap it a little bit. Oops. That should do it, and then we can just slide it in a little bit more in that direction. There we go. So this needs to be the same length around there, and then that doesn't really matter because we're gonna use this later as the scope. And you'll kind of see what it's for. Do we have any shapes that we might... I was stupid in using these shapes. They're quite limited. I know that they have starter pack and Star Wars pack. Oh my god. Let's see here, version 1 models, primitives. Here you have all the good stuff. So you have a rounded tube, you have a thin tube, but do they have like, can you make the fuck, you have donut as well? I'm quite hungry, you know. Shit. Wait, let me take a look at the torso. No, is this called it? What's this shape called? It's not a donut. Well, it's like the unmathematical term for it. Is it called torso? No, I don't know. What am I even talking about? Let's see here. What can we change? We can't do shit. Well, fuck. It's the thing, they don't give us many options to work with. You can also have a ring, but what good is that? That's a small donut. God damn. Cone flat. This is essentially what we need, but we need it to be see-through. Unless you can subtract layers with other... No, you can't. Fuck that. That's too much. Well, I guess I could try. Well, let me try something out real quick. If I go rotate this 90. Oops. On the x-axis 90. Didn't do anything. There we go. 9. Oh, numpad isn't one. There we go. Okay, and then we move this in like that. And then if we can use cylinder, we gotta rotate this too. Could we... let's make a experiment here. Could we change the normal of the cylinder so it's inverting the normals? Okay, no. Nope, we couldn't. Shoot. It's kind of... oh, maybe. What's this? I don't know. Let's see here. How's it? If I can see your name, Agron Quato. Agron Cato. Agron Cato. I don't know, man. What's this? Swear HD, swear low. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's see now if there's no way to do this. Fuck. In any other way. Reflecting mode. Oh wait. What's that? do anything. Oh. What's kind of sad about this is that you can't really, with the softwares, that you can't really make your own shapes. You can't form anything. Fortunate. You have an empty room, and then you have the starter pack, some icons. It's version 1. You have motion design. What did they have? Maybe they have something you can use. Maybe we can use these rings, these weird looking rings, as the inside of the scope. Because you know how the inside of a scope is all, it's like this coil kind of going around inside. We could use these and just stack them along the inside, and it will make for a cool looking inside. But I don't think we'll do that. That's a little bit too detailed. We don't need to go that far in detail. All right. What other stuff? There's not a lot. This is all futuristic shit. I don't need it. These are kind of cool. I used this for my intro. Like, had these stacked in a... Boom. Alright, caskets, no. Gaskets. No. Alright, I don't know how to make this work, to be honest. I guess we will not care about these kind of weird shapes. I wish you could pitch one side. So you like make this side smaller. Inside here, I know there's a way you can do it if you go out from the software, but I need everything to be like right in here first of all, and yeah, no, though that's not an option really. I don't think you can do much here. Physically, no. Should be over here then. This do? Oh, selection tool. Lol. No, I mean, I know there's a way we could do it, I guess. And that would be to create the shape in another 4D software and then just bring it in as an object, but that would be kind of a pain in the ass. What would be great is if we could like subtract layers of other shapes. Look at this. I mean, literally you can look inside of the thing and it does the job for you. It's just weird. What if we do this actually? Tube, and then you go to here, invert. Look at that. Now we have the inside. It's literally only what we need. The outside looks a bit weird, but what we could do, I think, if we copy it and then we invert it again, and now we can go inside. Yeah. Yeah. But we still have the glass. Can we remove it? No, the glass is still there. It's just like that. Oh shoot. I don't know how we would do it actually. I mean, I kind of have an idea, but the thing is, would it matter that much? When you see a scope from the outside, all you see is essentially this thing right here. So if we remove all of this right now for now, and then we only take this tube, we can make it a little bit thicker, I suppose, and then oh no, you can change the height all of a sudden. You couldn't do that before. Make it a little bit bigger, like so. And then we're also gonna change the not the radius, the height actually, to a little bit smaller. So when you see this, this won't really work, this camera, but if I can, you gotta use your mouse thing to make it move, and mine is broken, so it's super inconsistent. Alright, so let's try this out. You're gonna have a scope come in essentially like that. So imagine this being the camera, and then you're looking in the far distance, and then when this thing passes in, comes in like that, it's zoomed in. You can make it a little bit less like that. Then it's zoomed in. And this needs to be like an outstretched version. I don't know if this makes any sense at all, but I know it makes sense for me at least. There we go. And then what we'll do actually, we'll add like an inside version. Thank you, Bram. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Yes, okay, we're gonna add the inside being a little bit more detailed than originally. So if we go over here, I think we can find, god damn it, I think we can find a cool shape, wrap ring. How about this? We bring this in. Look at this, this is gonna look cool. First of all, we make this a lot smaller by scaling it. And then this will become, can we even make it? Maybe this wasn't the best thing to use actually. Oh well, we'll try to use it. Oh, whoa. That's sick. No, let's not use that. Let's find something else. It's a lot flatter. I think I could have used these. I think I will. Yes, I think that will work better. We take this shape and then we make it a lot smaller. Can actually move this tube over there instead, because that's gonna be the middle, so might as well. All right, move it like so, and then make a little bit smaller there, and then we take this machine part and we just scale it down, scale it down, scale it on this side as well, and then we'll need to line it up so it lays on the outside of this, or on the inside of the thing. There we go. Something like this. I don't know. They'll probably work. Well, they'll do it. Looks kind of cool. Will it? Let's do this, and then we copy that, pull this back. Don't really work with it. No, doesn't look very good. Just keep it like it was before, like that. I think that'll do fine. All right. Now we gotta add the materials, the correct ones. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring in a picture of the BF1 telescopic scope, sniper optic. Here. So we're not using this right now, we're using this, the marksman, no, the sniper. And it's almost like this polymer, but it's metal. It must be. It's metal texture, but it looks like this polymer kind of plastic looking texture. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add something that doesn't have a lot of glossiness, like this. Add that to the tube. We're gonna increase the texture real quick, and also something that doesn't have a lot of texture either, preferably. So let's take this. That works great, actually. I think that's pretty much it. Only thing though is that this, it's like it's a bit bluish, I think, and a little bit darker. What we can do, we can just go into the material and perfect that however we want. So make it a little bit more blue. That's more reflecting. I don't like that. It needs to be illumination, I think. No. What am I talking about? Here, first of all, glossiness, crank that down so we get this kind of matte look of it, and then this color could be cranked down as well. Go with like a super dark. like that one, I think. Looks kind of cool. And the inside of a gun, they're usually very shiny. 1 second. Mother stuff. Fuck. Yeah, okay. Yeah, making a scope part. You'll see what it's for. Let's see here. It's a bit too. I don't know. It's not supposed to catch. I'm gonna make it a lot darker though. Maybe this. It's not that bright. It's just shiny. That's the thing. Try this. Oh no. Actually, I should have the right texture for it. Is this chrome? Should do it. Oh. Okay, good. Huh. Alright, what would happen if we change a little bit of this? No, we'll let it be for now. I'm gonna add the environment. It's gonna be in a snow environment, so I could already start messing about. Think something like that, but it's also like on the inside. Actually, let's not think that it's supposed to be on a snow environment. It's mainly supposed to be like how the light on the inside of the object would reflect. So if we take something like this, that works great, I think. That's pretty good. And then if we load this in like that, I'm gonna bring it up. Set axis, there we go. So now this is gonna be a scope. And I'll use the we can keep it like there for now. And then right, we're gonna there we go. We're gonna rotate this a little bit. Actually, keyframe all of this. That. Just make it a little bit uneven like that. Okay. Right. Okay. This is way too distracting. Shouldn't be that. Let's remove it for now. Then just work with the cylinder. Yeah, I think that'll work. Something like that, just very quick. Doesn't, I mean, the way it's gonna work, right? So you're gonna have a shot of a guy walking far away in the distance, and then it's gonna cut in, or normally would cut to like a sniper point of view. But what's gonna happen instead is that we're gonna keep the same shot, and then the scope is gonna appear, and whatever is inside the scope is gonna be zoomed in. So I'm gonna mask out the outline here of the scope for the footage that's supposed to be inside of it, and then the shot that's right here outside the scope, that's gonna be the one that's far away from the guy. And then what's supposed to happen, the scope is gonna appear in the frame, and then whatever is inside the circle here, that's gonna be zoomed, and it's gonna have this lens distortion as well, similar to how something would look like if it were in a scope, and maybe some like scratches on the scope, it would be visible as well. And then you'd have the reticle, of course. So the reticle needs to be tracked with this circle right here. So when it's like this, the reticle is supposed to be around here, and when it's like this, the reticle is instead around the middle, right? So when it's right here, the reticle is somewhere here, going down all the way down here, and then maybe going across like that. It's just a simple plus reticle, nothing more than that. And I'm gonna try something real quick. If I add a footage, and then let's see what we have here. Take this. Hello, Furkan, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Alright, let's make it below there, so when this thing appears, you can kind of see how it's gonna work. This might need to be a little bit shinier. Yeah, it's a bit too matte, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Let's make this also a tiny bit more reflective on the outside. Just choose an environment that's a bit brighter, light like that. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to scene materials, select something else, try this. Yeah, I like that bevel look of it. And then we're gonna decrease the reflectivity of the thing. Right. And then we're gonna customize the lighting a little bit. Wherever you do that, alright, render settings here, and then lighting, or physical environment actually. And here is where you are able to like change this. Right now, if we want to fit it to this environment, it's supposed to be like a bluish light like that. Maybe something like this. Not sure. Suppose we can go in here and then change the reflectivity up again. Does look good with a lot of reflection. I don't know though. Maybe not. Maybe not. What, that one? this will look better here. Yeah, kinda. That's the thing, I don't like this blue look of it there. Let's remove that. It's supposed to be around like here. It's a bit. Gotta play around with environments. It's fucking tedious. Whoops. Maybe this would look cool. No, it's like literally the same. How about that? Yeah, it's gonna look pretty cool. Hey, why, sir? All right. Goodbye, man. Goodbye, Weiser. Alright, think that'll do. I want to show real quick what I was thinking about the lens effect. I think you have this thing called CC lens. Yeah, here we go. Just gonna play around a little bit with it. You see how it drags it out on the edge like that? That's essentially what's gonna happen once it's inside the scope. Or is it the opposite we want? We might want this instead, actually. Isn't that more like it? And then you take this footage and you just zoom it in a little bit. Right, because let me see how it looks like actually. Here. There's no good images. This one is a little bit better. Just let it load. This one, well, 3000. Alright. Kinda weird as well. How about this one? What happens here? The edge. Well, essentially we're just looking through glass, right? So we could just take but what happens here though? It bends like this. Well, that makes sense. Because the glass is if this is the outside here and then the inside is underneath, the glass goes like this in a bend. It doesn't go like this, it goes like that. So what would happen then is that like the light would hit right here and be bent. So it would be bent more like that, if I'm not mistaken. That looks more like a scope, to be fair. And then what you'd have lens blur, which would blur the edge. So see how this works. Why the fuck is it set to a hexagon? Does it have any? But yeah, this is a slow loader because it's a process that takes a lot. But what you'd essentially get is the edges being blurred, but not the inside. And you don't need to use this effect to do that. Let's go 100% roundness. Oh right, this is the blur, isn't it? The shape of the iris, right? So this is the shape of these, I suppose. Okay, I see. Okay, never mind. I'm slow. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we don't need to use this. This is a completely different blur. But what we're gonna do, you can see already how it sort of bends in like this, like we've done. You can see, especially on the tree, how it's bending like that. That's exactly how we want. And here it's bending like this, so the soldiers is kind of bending in an arc inwards towards the middle, and that's how it's supposed to be. So now what we could do, for example, to just make a cool kind of scope effect, so if we make a new solid and then we just make a circle like that, should probably center it a little bit more. Doesn't need to be perfect at all, but something like that. And then what you do, you would invert it, and then you would feather it a lot. This does. Also, we have to check this. So, wait, maybe that wouldn't work. We don't need to even do it. Actually, we could, yeah, we could use the solid to make the right shape like that. And then what you could do, you could copy the mask. So you copy Control-C, the mask, and you can make an adjustment layer, and then you paste that same mask in here. So right now it's inverted, so everything we add to this is gonna be affecting the red zone. Okay, so if we add a Gaussian blur to the adjustment layer, and then we increase the fuck ton out of it, you see how it's blurring that side but not the inside. And now what we could do, we could click out of that. That makes for a very ugly blur though. Think we could do this, we combine that with a directional blur or something like that. Although, fuck, that can only go one way though. Yeah, you do something like this, and then you'd add looks, and then top it off with some RGB split. Or chromatic aberration, I mean. And usually that is something like that. See, and again, that only affects the outside. So right now it looks bent in, everything looks bent in towards the center. And what you also got is this kind of effect on the outside. So imagine this whole adjustment layer moving with the scope as it comes in. Wherever it is. Oh right, I removed it like that. Okay. It's going to be moved up above everything. And then I can position the position of this right here. Just like that. What I'll also do actually is if I go in, click on that, and then I go solid settings, I'll need to scale this up because we want that to be how big did we just make that? Alright, we want to be pretty much as big as this shot. Oh, wow. This was checked just a second ago and then it's unchecked. I guess what we'll do, we'll make it huge, and then we'll take the mask and we'll just change the expansion a lot less, so it becomes a lot smaller. It's like we had it previously. Like that. The order of those doesn't matter. All right. So looks all right. So this is gonna be, oh, by the way, this won't be this sharp either, obviously, because in the cinematic that's gonna be way close up the camera, or close up to the camera. This is gonna be blurred out very much. So the detail of the things here in the lighting will look a lot better when it's blurred out. Check that as well, so it makes the thing. And also you can make it so it begins to not be too blurry. It can be kinda around there, still quite blurry though. But as it gets closer to the camera, it gets even blurrier. Barely notice it. And we make this like that. Okay, so now what would happen is we need to position the adjustment layer with the scope so it's moving with it. So what we could do, we could just slide it down. Essentially moving it around somewhere here. And then we gotta make it do that as well. That's a lot further down though. It's like down here. This would preferably need to be exactly how the scope moves, but I don't think it matters too much. Alright, as long as you can see here, Ouch. Yeah, this needs to be even bigger. So if we go to adjustment layer and then solid settings, just make this fucking huge. Covers up the whole thing. That looks kind of good actually. At least here it looks like it's affecting the blur is also affecting the layer itself. But then kind of goes away. We need that to be a lot more over the top though. So if we go in here, click M, double press it, bring that up. Can do that maybe. Looks kind of good. So as the scope is just coming in, it sort of blurs the footage, which is good because you notice that something is going on. That was a quick render. All right. Just half the quality a little bit. These two work together now, so if we move them to, we always gotta move them together because their keyframes are linked. That's kind of cool. Oh shoot, we gotta actually make the lens be a part of this adjustment layer, like this thing. But the thing is, if we do that, that's gonna happen. Can we super scale it? Would that affect anything? If we scale this up the same amount, should we scale that up? Oh, doesn't work very well unless we. Oh, no, I know how we could do it actually. We do a. Let's see, I gotta see how that would work. Before we do anything, before we add that on here, we make a copy of the adjustment layer. This is only gonna work for the bend or the distort effect. So we remove every effect on that, and then we add the CC lens effect on here. And because we're gonna make a custom mask here, we're not gonna feather it at all. We're gonna keep it 0 because that's going to be the outline of the scope, and then we got to scale this up. Doesn't make the effect though. Unless we're above, maybe. No, it's not bending the footage. How does this even work? Get it to work by using this, however. So if we add on top of here, how would that affect? No, that didn't work. Just go back. I gotta find another way of solving this though. That looks good though. Like a duplicated effect of that. This could be actually this could be, we can make layers of this to make it look a little bit cooler. And if we feather this even more, this one, and this could be less blurred, so it's like a small blur still, and then we could increase the, sorry, we should increase the chromatic aberration on this by a little bit, just so it's clear that it's distorted. That might be too much, I'm not sure. The thing is, yeah, I don't know. That's a bit over the top. I think I'll bring it down. Yeah. We're gonna save this though. Post. Alright, so right now we got something like this. We got the kind of filter effect going on with the scope. We got the distortion as well, but it doesn't really work how I want it to work. Maybe, alright, I came up with something that might do it a lot better. We could copy this. Fuck, why don't I think of things sometimes? And then if we create, we had this, right? Like that. Actually, no. If we take this one, fill it, make new layer, fill, and Gaussian blur. Doesn't affect the outside. God damn it. Okay. Gonna make this a little bit bigger. Just so it's bigger than the scope. Cool. And then what we do, we mask this. And then from here, can just fucking make it go full. Good. And now we use this to show this layer only when this is shown. Does that make sense? So right now, if we were to activate this layer, you wouldn't see any of the red, but when you see the red, that's when the lens distort is gonna be applied. It's gonna be applied in the red region of this composition. So when we're here, that's gonna be applied over the whole screen. Only downside though is that it's only kinda, well, I suppose that's gonna actually work later, because later when we do this, I always refer to later that it's gonna be better, but the thing is, I'm gonna change to another footage, so this is gonna be a completely different footage showing, and what we're gonna do with that footage to make it work correctly, that's gonna be moving with the scope. So as we're moving the scope, it's gonna like start in the corner of that footage, and then it's gonna move into the center of it, and therefore it's just gonna look better. It's as simple as that. Alright, so we can remove that for now, just to take a look how it looks like. Oops. Oh, right. I'm used to, look at him right there. Alright, that's cool. That's all good. I think we'll call it there. I'm gonna head off for now. We're gonna keep doing that though, but you kind of get the idea that compared to what I did in Thunderstruck. Hey, look, I'm streaming. Let's see. Compared to what I did in this cinematic, with very, very simple and lazy, just like this, I'm gonna make something slightly more advanced, showcasing this. And then the footage that's gonna be in here. Sorry, Straff. Yeah, sorry, Straff. Hey, Bo, man. I'm sorry. But the footage that's gonna be in here is gonna be a different one, and it's gonna be way more zoomed in. It's gonna be a different shot. So when I film the cinematic, I'm then gonna do two takes of the same scene. One far away, looking at him, and then one exactly the same angle, but a lot closer to him. So it's still gonna film in, let's say, from above. It's gonna still be above him, but it's gonna be a lot closer to him. So it will seem like it's zoomed in. And then the way you make that work is that you make that footage have the lens distort, and then you make that footage move with the circle of the scope. So when it moves up, it also kind of moves up, and then it's obviously a squared footage, or it's going to be a rectangle, so you'd have to mask it out similar to how I masked this footage out right now. Or I didn't mask that, I masked this. You're gonna have to mask it out like that. Or actually you don't, because I already masked this, and because it's dependent on that, yeah, you don't need to worry about it actually. So you can just replace. This is weird though, that should blur it out a lot. I mean, I'm gonna perfect it obviously, but right now it looks kinda alright. The idea is that it's gonna be super blurry here, so it doesn't make sense that it's sharp. And then it gets in focus. Alright. The thing is, I've been editing a lot more than I've been doing cinematics. So I started off just enjoying the editing of making movies, but now I enjoy making the whole thing. But I used to be a lot better at doing stuff like this. But I try not to look up tutorials. I try and solve everything myself from what I already know. And when I seem to be lacking the experience, I try and look it up. But I can't really do that on stream, which is nice because it challenges me to try and make it work. But I think I'm onto something here, at least with the things. So, well, we're gonna fix this, and then we're also gonna make sure we have a reticle. First of all, right now there's no reticle, so you wouldn't really understand that this is a scope. And that needs to be proportional correctly, have the right proportions. So it's gonna start around here, it's gonna go around there, and then it's gonna be moving with the. Actually, what I'll try and do, that's a smart idea. I just came up with a smart idea. How about that? Take this scope solid, go into element 3D, create a cube, make it super thin. See where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going? I suppose we need to make it super thin here too. Like that. And copy that. Type in 270, 3/3, or 3/4 of a circle. Wow. And there we go. And then we're gonna go to materials. Go to physical. Oh boy, don't crash on me. Oh boy, I haven't saved yet, so I should probably do that. It just reminded me. Alright, there we go. How about that? What would that look like? Hey, look at that. And now since we have the blur and everything on here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna duplicate this. This one is not going to have these. The one underneath is going to have them, and it's not going to have this. Right. That's so cool. I love that. And look at this then. We have this being blurred in. What's gonna happen midway? That's gonna be keyframed, and it's gonna be focused again. So like A5. What's great with this is that we'll be able to track it with the we'll be able to track the footage super easy now by tracking. We'll make the sharp so it's easier to track it, and then we'll track this. We'll get the keyframe of the movement or the position keyframes of this line, and then what we could do, we could just apply those keyframes to a null object, and then we'll parent that to the footage we're using, whatever it is, and what will happen is that it will move exactly on the 2D space. So x-axis and z-axis is going to be the exact same for this, because right now we're only moving z and x. Although I have a bit of a problem. I need this to be centered. How would I do that? Good question. Fuck. Should probably have thought of this beforehand. Now we need to change the position a little bit. That's fine though. We actually want it to be centered, so this is only good. There we go. That's pretty much centered. 718 maybe. Oh, opposite 19. Oh wow, I'm stupid. 16. Alright, that's good. We copy this, paste it here. Now they are still the same. Didn't really do anything. Ta-da! Awesome. What do you think so far? Again, imagine this being a completely different footage. I think it's kind of cool what we managed to create. I still want this to be like super shiny. Let me actually make it that, just to see how it looks like. So like take this. I don't know. That looks a tiny bit better actually, because it makes this, I don't know, I like it a lot more. Right, even though it's blue, but it doesn't matter because it's so close, and it's just like, it's not, yeah, it's just different. Although the thing is, what we could do, we could go in here, go into the rotation environment, and then we can rotate this however the light doesn't work though. That's weird. If I rotate the environment, it should change this. Oh well, that's odd. So that's before and that's after. That's before and that's after. Before, after, before. I don't know. Alright, let's save it there. And then we'll end the stream. I forgot to read what you guys saying. Okay, to be honest, I like the creativity I could do editing after watching tutorials and such. I don't think I'll be able to make something worth watching because the severe lack of creativity. I mean, the thing is, right, you learn stuff in a tutorial. The thing is with a tutorial is that you learn to do it mechanically very much. You don't get to, do it yourself. You don't get to experiment, and that's a completely different aspect of editing, which is so important as well. It's super important to learn all the things, of course, but then what people forget is to, and good tutorials also says this. They say make it your own way and customize and change a bit or change stuff up. What they mean by that is that you, after you learned what they are teaching you, you should take your information you learned and apply it to your own stuff or something that you create or that you just started to create, just so you sort of learn the grounds of using the effects or whatever it is when you're creating. Why do I always end up talking like this? I always end up like coming with this good lesson to learn. I don't know, but at least it's a good point though, right? You need to apply, you need to learn your thing, and then after you learned it, you need to use it. It's like a language, because editing is simply a language, but you use, like math. They say math is a language, the way you use it. You need to learn whatever you learn. You also need to use so you don't forget it and stuff like that. Exactly, and that's how life is. And that's how you're supposed to live. It's so deep, man. So deep. Alright, same here. I'm taking multimedia in school and flew through the lessons. I was even faster and better than the kids that took the class last year and are in there again this year. But when it came to making my own stuff, I had no idea what to do because I'm not creative. Yeah, by the way, Straff, it's for an upcoming video, yes. I'm actually gonna keep working on the cinematic. I said I wasn't gonna keep doing. Yeah, you'll see. Because I did the script, which I love, and I need to do it. But yeah, the thing is, I never saw myself as a very creative person when I didn't do movies. And like when you talk to people right now, I'd sort of categorize myself as a movie maker, but when you talk to people like people in your class and you're talking about movies, they can come up with all these great ideas and you're like, wow, they're super creative compared to me. But then when it comes to creating it, it's a completely different thing. I what I'm trying to say is that I don't think it has to do with creativity. I think we're all super creative creative. I think we're all super creative, but it's all about trying to sort of being able to express it as well. It's another thing. I don't think people should limit themselves saying, I'm not good enough or I'm not creative enough. I wouldn't be able to do that. It's all about, I think, finding that other thing that would work. So I wouldn't say that it's you're screwed or something like that, and I was born with the ability to be creative. That's not how it works at all. Fuck that shit. What I believe was when I started off doing stuff like this, I wasn't that creative as well. By the way, how do you like this planet? Very good visual stream right now. No, but when I started off doing stuff, I wasn't really creative. I took inspiration from what other people did. But then it's all about knowing and learning what you yourself like as well, especially movies. What you think looks cool and what you think is awesome is what you're supposed to be doing as well, right? Because I had this problem when I was younger, or not long ago, like 2 years ago, where I had a really hard time finding my opinions of things and stuff. No, so what could happen was that I could be super what's the opposite to determined? Is it indeterminate? Can you say that? Anyways, you know what it means. The opposite of determined. Let's say it's indeterminate for easier language. I was always so indeterminate, and that also affected my creativity a lot, because I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what was right or wrong and stuff like that. But now I just let it flow. I let it sort of I try not to judge sort of anything that dude, it's becoming super deep right now. I wasn't trying to sort of change anything of any of my ideas. I tried and let them come naturally, and they sort of came to be these a lot more better and creative ideas. Horn, do you do all Balfu one screams? Please, if you do, make sure there's a third person view of it. What are you talking about? If I do all the Balfu one screams? Or remake all the Balfu one? Yeah, exactly, Roller. Yeah, I guess the thing is, it's understanding what works for you, and it's super vague to say. It doesn't make any sense for you, but it does for me because I don't really, I guess, know how to express it. But all I'm trying to say, and trust me on this, there's no such thing as less creative than someone else. It's just limits, right? You need to unlock those limits, and however you do that, that's up to you to find that out. And that's up to you. It's just some sort of kind of motivation that, there's always creativity in you. You just gotta be able to reach it, right? Essentially, what it is, it's an idea, and if you're good at thinking, which everyone is, unless you're like brainless, you'll be able to eventually come up with a creative idea and a creative thing that you could do. Fucking hell, man. Sometimes though, I'm super uncreative, whatever. Okay, yeah, let's see here. Source Super Soldier 2, what are you saying? The vid you did, you know what I'm talking about, right? I'm aware of my cinematic, yes. What's in the screams in the cinematic? What's up with them? It's super chill to just sit and talk like this. You don't understand how much satisfaction I get from doing this. Just sitting down talking to people about random shit. It's so nice. Dude, I always thought that I'd love streaming, but I never got an audience. Although when doing it now the recent couple of days, you guys have been jumping in and just discussing stuff, and I'm enjoying it so much. It's super fun. You know, when you die from a bayonet, there's a scream. I'm aware, yeah. Make sure to capture it. And oh, you want me to capture a charge scream? Let me see if I can. I wonder how I would do that. Maybe I already have them pre-recorded. Let's try out. Where the fuck do you find them? Self? This is like the worst thing about audio editing. There's so many sound effects, and you don't know, you get lost, essentially. Alert. No. This? I don't know if you can hear that. I can't because my amp wasn't on. I haven't been playing any audio, so it just turns it off. That? And you want me to put it in the video? That's me, by the way, 100%. Just making different voices, screaming, and then combining all of them. No, but there should be a lot more. I'm not sure where I find them though. It should be in here somewhere. Okay. Yeah, that's the charging scream, right? But there's a lot of them. There's so many of them. No, I'm not the one doing the scream. That's some voice actor for Battlefield or Dice who made that. Gula. Yeah, I'm using these 100%. It's weird though, it seems like I'm losing sound effects because before I had a lot more. What are these? Alright, you want to go into DE and then emotes. Do we have emotes here? No, where the fuck do you find emotes? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, here. Yeah, I think that'll bring an end to the whole stream for now. Thank you for tuning in. It was fun talking. It was fun doing some editing stuff as well. We'll finish that. I think I'll stream the whole process, so I won't do anything offline away from stream. So I'll try and finish the whole thing during streaming time. Last thing here, real quick. You and 3 other people captured screams. One of the 3 people has to bayonet the second person. The first person stands next to them and records the scream. Oh, so you do that in game? That's bullshit, man. Fuck, who would do that? Come on. No, I won't do that, man. It's not my kind of video. All right. Have a good one, everyone, and I'll see you in the next stream. Bye. How do you turn this off here?